Right, you lot, listen up. I'm just going to talk through this lesson that we did about write and describe how to plan, because you're not doing it very well, and you've got to learn to do this. I know people don't like planning, but you've got to do it. Right, this is because we set the describe a memorable journey question 5 style task, and we can do it better than we did. A plan just means you sit down and you think about the content of what you're going to say before you start, right? You decide what you're going to write about. So it could be as simple as coach to the airport, plane delay, transfer to the hotel, opening and ending. So it's just so you sort out the topics of each paragraph before you start. Okay. Now I have to say that's not an amazing plan, and it would be beneficial. It'd be good to put a bit more thought into it than that. So you might think opening. Well, I'm going to plan my opening, because think, what do you need for a good opening? You need it to be striking, something interesting, unusual. So I never thought I'd get there alive. Right, it's my opening. Then coach to the airport. You're going to talk about how you puked and you had a fight on the coach. So you're just thinking through the detail. How am I going to make this interesting? How am I going to make this good? Of course, it doesn't have to be true, right? So don't worry about it being true. Your plane delay. Now I'm thinking here, I know I've got to use golden sentences, right? So I'm going to use a golden sentence. I was bored, bored of something, bored of something, bored of something. I know I haven't thought it completely through, but I've reminded myself in my plan that I've written at the top of my page that I'm going to use that sentence structure. 3, transfer to the hotel. Taxi, right, I'm going to think, what's that taxi like? Okay, it's going to be driven like a drunken chimpanzee, so I've got that nice phrase, that simile there, that language technique. The screech of tyres is going to be cramped. Okay, perfect. I'm just doing a little bit of thinking through. Notice, in this second plan, in this one, I just think about the ideas and I don't have a lot of detail. In this second plan, I thought some of the words, some of the sentence types I'm going to use. Okay? And then finally, ending. Now, this is interesting. One of the things we're trying to learn to do is link our openings to our endings, isn't it? Now I'm thinking, what's my opening? My opening is I never thought I'd get there alive. My ending needs to relate to that, perhaps. So, I got there alive. See the link? We're talking about getting there alive here. We're talking about getting there alive here. But as I looked around the cheap, dirty, stinking hotel, I wished I was dead. Okay, so you've got that nice sense of it coming back to where it started from. This is what I want you to do. You can do it like this. There's no reason not to. And people who do this do better in their writing, because you don't have to think about the same thing. You don't have to think about how you're writing at the same time as you're thinking what you're writing. You decide what you're going to write, and then you're going to concentrate on how you're doing it. So have a practice. Describe the best or worst meal you've ever had. If you've done this before about the best, then do it about the worst. If you've done it about the worst, do it about the best. Have a go at doing that. And do it now, please. You could also, when you're doing your on the GCSE website, there's a bunch of other ones. You could do describe yourself. You could do describe your ideal holiday. You could do describe a day in the life, your ideal day in the life when you're 30 years old. But practice planning. I'm not saying you have to write all those, but practice planning. Okay, like this.